Hey guys, how's it going? Shimbob here, and today I wanted to go over some more like let's learn to Crucible type stuff. So today's going to be a pretty quick video. It's going to be about my controller layout and controller setup, sort of like the settings I use and the reasons behind that pretty much. So basically I'm just going to jump straight into the menu and show you guys my controller layout, and the only thing that's different is my button layout pretty much. So I also just want to clarify, I don't use a SCUF controller or Xbox One Elite controller or anything. I just have a regular Xbox One controller. So this is pretty much useful for everyone, I'd say, who doesn't have a SCUF controller, and it's perfectly transferable to PlayStation controllers as well, obviously. So the way I have my controller set up is on Puppeteer, and basically that'll switch your crouch button for your player highlight button. So now I push in my right joystick to crouch and slide. So the advantage of that is that I can run, slide, and look while I'm sliding. So this is very good for, I hate to say it, shotguns. I try not to use shotguns too much, I don't really like them, but say this sniper rifle was a shotgun, I could easily just, say this guy on the other side of his boxes, slide and shotgun. So that's one advantage of using the Puppeteer layout. The other setup that I have is my jump. So this isn't on Puppeteer, but a lot of people use jumper. So what this will do is this will put your jump button to LB or L1 on the PlayStation, I believe, whatever the top one is on your left hand side. So that way you're able to jump and still look at the same time. Now I got to explain how I have mine set up, because I don't use jumper, I use Puppeteer so that I can have the crouch button bound to my right joystick. But then what I do in my Xbox settings is change the button mapping. So I switch my LB and my A around in the Xbox settings. So I'm pretty sure you can do the same thing on PlayStation, but on Xbox you go to ease of access and across to button mapping, and then you just change A to LB. So mine's already done, so I'm not going to change it, but it's pretty simple. So with this setup, this allows me to have LB bound to my jump, so I can jump and look around plenty. This is very helpful for this sort of game because you want to be able to jump, aim and shoot, throw grenades and stuff all the time. The only downside to this setup is I have my grenades bound to the A button, so it's not too much of a problem. I find this is the most optimal setup for me on a non-SCUF controller, so I'm able to still jump and throw grenades fine because you have enough time to get your finger from the A button back to the joystick to aim your grenade. So yeah, that's basically my controller layout, guys. I run on Puppeteer and then I switch my LB and my A around so I can both jump and use my right thumb on the joystick. And then I also have it on Puppeteer so that I can slide and look at the same time. So the next thing I just want to quickly show you guys is my sensitivity settings. So I usually snipe and play most of my games on a 3 sensitivity. If I'm going to use a shotgun and sometimes on a fusion rifle as my secondary, I might switch it to a 4, maybe a 5, but usually always on a 3. I know I personally used to think this, and a lot of people still do, is that all good players and pro players and stuff play on super high sensitivity. I think you'll find with Destiny in particular, that's not always the case. Most of them would play on a 3 or 4 sensitivity as well. And basically that's just to make a lot of them snipe, and that just makes sniping a little bit easier, I find personally. Also, one little tactic, I know sometimes you can find it's a bit slow to turn when you're on a 3 sensitivity or a 4. If that's the case, what I find is a good thing to do is you just slide a lot more. So when you're sliding, when you're in the air, not so much, but when you're sliding, you can actually turn quite sharp. So slide, and you can almost do a 180 on a 3 sensitivity. I slide and turn, and I can counter fight someone. So yeah, that's pretty much my controller layout, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you think of that, or if you guys do a similar sort of layout, or let me know what your layout is, if it's anything different to that, if you play on default or anything like that. I know a lot of people do, but just for me, I like to bumper jump in pretty much any first-person shooter on the console. I have the same layout for Titanfall, which I've been playing a bit lately. I always did it in Call of Duty, just with all the latest wall running mechanics and stuff. You need to be able to run and jump and aim at the same time. That's how I feel anyway. But let me know down in the comments if you guys agree, disagree, what your setup is. Even give this a try, let me know how it goes for you. Thanks a lot for watching the video though, guys, I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy the video, go ahead and leave a like if you thought it was helpful. Even subscribe for more of this Learn to Crucible series. I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to have some more episodes out next week as well. Be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, that way you can stay up to date with all the latest news and stuff that I'm doing. Like if I miss a video on a day or something, I'll post it on Twitter just to let you guys know. Be sure to check out those videos down below, but until next time, just keep doing what you're doing, guys. Cheers.